everyone. Coming to the States, I'm Nick.
I'm Tim.
And we're doing another Tim's Take, where I drag Tim in, and he gets to play a guitar that I've already done a review for, and kind of give us some feedback in his own personal perspective. And today, well, folks, we have the Vintage V100, a highly lauded, much sought-after, heavily commenter-supported purchase that I got recently. And
actually,
so, yeah.
I'm holding this with one arm. I can barely get it off the ground. Oh, I need two hands. She's a looker, and she's not light, but that's not a bad thing.
She's heavy.
This was handed to me, prior to doing the video, and I sort of did one of these. I was like, whoa, it's like real Les Paul weight.
And then some. It's like real 70s Les Paul weight.
You could bludgeon someone with this.
Yes, if you've been working out.
Yes, yeah. Looks like you've modded this one up, or
no? That's stock, man.
Oh, okay. These are like look like Gibson Deluxe.
So all the hardware, little background. Vintage is John H. Something. Where are they from? It says
John Hornby Skews.
Yep. So it's JHS is brand. They're out of the UK.
John Hornby Skews.
It's made in China, in partnership with Trev Wilkinson of Wilkinson Pickups and everything else fame. So all the hardware on here is Wilkinson stuff.
Okay. Now leading into this, I was asking Nick, I was not aware that I thought Wilkinson was like a Harley Benton thing.
No, what's interesting is there's a very good chance this comes out of the same factory as some of the Harley Bentons, like the SC550 Paradise, stuff like that. So much of the shape, the headstock shape, everything else is the same. The best difference I can find personally is it's a two-piece back. It's a slightly better top. It's a one-piece neck all the way through. It's Wilkinson tuners versus the deluxe tuners on the Benton stuff. I think the attention to detail is a little better, but it definitely feels like the top end of the Benton line. And they're twice the price of a Benton.
But these have nothing to do with Benton.
Nothing to do. They're sold. Thomann in Germany sells these as well as a Benton. About twice the price.
Like a whopping 3 bills.
No. So like a Paradise, SC550 Paradise, the equivalent of this in the Benton range, I think is like 250 euro-ish, give or take. This is about like 4 and change euro.
Okay.
So it's like pretty close. I got a phenomenal deal.
What did you pay US dollar for this?
$240.
Get out of here.
I did. So I got a really, really good deal.
Yeah.
It was like $240 to my door, shipped from the UK, from a great shop in the UK. It has ever so slightly, not even a centimeter long finish crack by the nut on the base side, and that's where they marked it down. Almost $100.
I can't even see it.
Yeah, but they're on a shop. Great deal. I think these were also demos, so I think that Vintage sent them to the shop to do some stuff with whatever. They kept it for a while, and then they were able to sell it off. I got a great deal. But in general, you can find these in the States maybe in the 350-ish range at the low end, but usually in the fours. In the UK and in the EU, apparently this is like the pawn shop. It's like, for us, it's an Epiphone Les Paul standard. You see in every used guitar shop, there's 2 or 3 of them. Mm-hmm. Apparently in Europe, it's the Vintage V100.
Yeah. Well, they don't skimp. You know, you got a nice binding. Me and Nick both agree. We love guitars in general, but especially Les Paul copies that they don't just spray the back black and call it a day or something. And then, you know, this is the picture you get when you're on the web and then, but this is beautiful in the back, you know. It's, you know, you feel like you want to spray some pledge on there and just
it's tasty. And
it's heavy. It doesn't feel flimsy. These are nice tuners. They look nice. I mean, it didn't slip out of tune on me when we were playing. And I was having fun playing it. You know, like it cut through the mix, I felt, rather well. I didn't really get to the middle and neck. But so far, I'm really digging this thing. I like the crowns, crown inlays. Seems like this is probably like a 43 millimeter.
It's a healthy size. I think this is, if you pick this one up afterwards, it's by Edwards, it's a slightly thinner neck all over than that one is.
That's thinner than
this?
this?
If you just...
Yeah. Mine's all about width. I don't know, it's just...
That's what she said.
I feel like for electrics, you know, a minimum of 43 millimeters usually gets it done for me.
I want to run through the pickups though, because I want to see what your thoughts are on the pickups. Pretty cool. I thought they were a little muddy and much. Like if you compare that to some of the other stuff you plugged in the same rig today, I thought they were just big. And I found myself rolling the volume off a lot more often, at least for me, than I normally do on a Les Paul.
Yeah.
But what are your thoughts on the shape?
The shape?
Because that's the one where a lot of people will... They've taken one angle of you know, not having a big copy of a Gibson.
The shape doesn't bother me in any way. I mean, the only real dead giveaway is that, I would say.
And it's got this little tuck here, and if you see in the back, you can see how it kind of routes around.
This is kind of a sharp...
Yeah. Yep.
It's not really bothersome unless you were trying to absolutely nail...
Right.
You know, a Les Paul.
Well, everybody, but
Edwards, if you're going into it knowing it's a copy.
Edwards ends on a slightly up angle here.
Yeah.
A Gibson ends perfectly perpendicular, and that kind of carries it over the other way on the down angle.
Yeah.
Kind of the multiple ways. If you look right next to you, actually, here. So Bulldog bodies, but you can see how if you hold up, Tim holds it hip up, face the camera, and all of them. You can kind of see where this one ends up. This one ends square, and that one kind of starts going back down as that upper bout hits the neck.
I do. If you stop and stare at them, I do prefer those. This is a, you know, kind of.
But it's not either A, I've gotten used to that shape, or B, you know, it's not that bad, and we're all kind of evolving, and we're not just hung up on something from 1952. Put this back over here.
So I mean, a lot of these guitars for a lot of people out there is the alternative to the Les Paul they can't afford, and they want it to look just like a Les Paul. So
well, then they want to have a single coil feel. They want the controls to be where they are. They want it to sound. They want Marshall plus Les Paul or Bassman plus Les Paul or like that magic thing.
I think you meant to say humbucker there.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know what I meant to say.
It's not single coils, do we?
No.
Okay.
No, Marshall plus Les Paul plus Marshall or Bassman or whatever.
Yeah.
What I have done is, thanks to, and I'll remember as soon as I say it, one of the guys on the channel, when I was talking about the pickups in this, and I said, the ironic thing is this is the Paradise model. It's the AFD, Appetite for Destruction. They'll say it says something else, so Gibson doesn't sue them again. Actually, they're suing them now anyway, so. But it's supposed to be slashy, and the pickups are really high output.
Yeah.
Slash's pickups are an Alnico 2 really mellow, actually, set of pickups. They're very articulate. He can just drive the bejesus out of the amp. So, if folks had Iron Gear pickups in the UK, these were about 65 pounds plus shipping, 15-pound shipping, 75 pounds to my door. However it ended up, it cost me less than $100 for a pair of Slash-inspired. They're the Tesla Sharks. And I'll show you the trick here. If you look at Tesla Shark, and you take off the TE and the ARK, it says Slash.
Oh.
And that's how they name it that way. Very, very cheeky. For their Slash Zebra set. Alnico 2's supposed to be great. They're going to go on this guitar sometime in the near future. I'll probably document the pickup swap in a video of sorts at some point. Final thoughts.
In parting, it's a nice guitar. As I've said before, the whole Slash aspect is a little lost on me because he's not really a guitar hero for me personally. Great guitarist and everything, but I was huge into GNR. It's more Axl Rose's voice than anything that drove me away. But it's a great guitar in terms of, you know, it's solid in your hands. It's got a nice thick, chunky. Try to say
chick thunky neck.
It's got a chick thunky neck, thick, chunky neck, and these aren't bad pickups. I think they would, you know, those other ones were probably upgraded, but you know, these aren't like terrible.
I think they're just trying too hard. For me, I think they're just a bit big.
Actually, I think I had asked Nick, you know, what do you got lying around in the herd that you might think about, you know, because I'm always looking for a Les Paul or copy. And this, I got a picture of this, and my immediate reaction was like, it's too Slash for me. And, you know, sorry to the folks that...
You are not the first person. I think even when I did my video review for it, that was one of the common comments. I was like, it's too Slash.
It's not necessarily Slash. I like sort of gear that stands on its own. It's not like taking a famous person's guitar and trying to market it to someone because it just because it looks like someone who's playing you respect. I just sort of like guitars that are just awesome because they're awesome. But this is not a bad ride at all.
What kind of grade
the money? The grade?
Now, grade on a $400 scale.
Grade on a $400 scale.
So, which is really the Epiphone Les Paul standard kind of range of life.
No, and this is provided the person looking at it is like, oh, I love that color. I like blah, blah. She's a solid B, you know, maybe ranging towards a B plus.
Nice.
Depending.
I have to agree there. I think these pickups aren't for me, for how I play or the stuff I play. But as a chassis, like if you're going to use a car description, like to put a couple set, all it really needs for me is another set of pickups, and it's going to rock out.
Yeah.
And I think I'm pretty confident in that scenario because she's built like a tank. She's also going to send you to the chiropractor's office.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 11 pounds before anything else is thrown on. I mean, it's a heavy...
Just now that I think of it, this little taper feels good when you're sitting down, just sort of in the thigh. You know, it rests nicely.
And unlike Benton's, this has full-size pots, has a Switchcraft style switch, has like nicer electronics than that whole range if we're talking about what separates it. It's a good little ride.
Check it out, folks. Check it out.
Sweet.
See what you think for yourself.
And with that, I've been Nick.
And I'm Tim.
Obviously, we got issues. Thanks for stopping by, folks.
See you later.